As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be.
Oh man, it's 8 o'clock.
And so that'll make it a.
I don't need the spotlight. I shine just fine.
Hi, I'm Karma, and yes, I am a bitch.
Brav Bros.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brav Bros, your favorite podcast from the bros for everybody, for whoever wants to listen. I am your co-host, Steele Russell, joined as always by the one and only Rootin' Tootin' Scootin' Mix Gluten. What's up, Dootin'?
Gluten? Am I gluten free or gluten full?
You're gluten full, and that's how I like it.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. That's what we are on this show. We're full of gluten.
Yep, that's actually true.
That's
Yes.
actually very true. Back in the studio, we spent an entire week abroad,
Yes, we
if you
did.
will, abroad from each other.
Abroad from each other, not abroad in the literal sense, but abroad in the sense that Shooter's car had some work that needed to be done, and so he was stranded in the city. You know, big tough week in the city. The
Big-
city boy.
Big tough week in the city. City
Hey,
boy it
city
is.
boy.
You know what a weird thing is?
What?
When I go to the office, I drink a lot more water.
That's good.
Yeah, not used to that though.
Why?
Probably had to pee like 50 times today. It's
Oh,
crazy.
is that why? So
Yeah.
you can like stall.
No, I think I'm just sitting there bored, not really thinking, just drinking water.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So you're hydrated
Hydrated
and full of gluten.
and full of gluten.
You're a little bread factory.
Pretty much, yeah. Just
Welcome
put a little
back,
yeast in me, and
everybody.
actually, no, don't. That sounds like an infection.
Oh my
I
god.
don't want that.
Okay, well, we're back and running. Welcome back to the studio, bro. It feels nice to be back in our comfort zone, if you will. And I'm going to need my comfort zone to review this episode of the OC because I was a hot little potato, let me tell you what, especially towards the end there with one certain person that we don't care for much around here, around
It
these
took us
parts.
about 5 episodes to finally get to something that we saw coming.
Yeah, but we're there.
We're there.
We made it. But all in all, this is a good season of Housewives, period. This is a great OC season, obviously, but this is just how it's done. This is a textbook season. You're getting good, palpable drama. You're getting some bullshit that some people shouldn't be involved in, getting involved anyway. You're getting friendships that are falling apart. You're getting people that are trying to jump sides. This is what it's all about. This is the bread and butter.
Yeah, a lot of hypocrisy. We love
Yep,
that.
Yep.
Really love that. That's a staple for housewife shows. And we haven't been getting a lot of that. And look, we're still going to pick apart the stuff that we think is really dumb.
Sure.
But at least there's stuff to pick apart.
Yep.
And then there's fun moments. And then there's other things that we want to root for. So that's what we get.
Exactly. And I would be remiss not to mention we are slowly approaching, but very close to the best time of the year in Philadelphia, where you get the Phillies and the Eagles on at the same time. And we get preseason right now, which is just a tease. We're just getting teased every week, but we're almost there.
We're like pre-teasing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, preseason, more like pre-teasing. But yeah, vibes are about to be exceptionally high around here. Plus, we're getting close to October. Red October is on the nigh. So
Yeah, Phillies haven't been playing at all in the last couple of weeks. So
no,
I
they
don't
haven't
know.
had any
They're
games.
just taking a break.
Yep, they took a big long break. We don't need to talk about that because we're still in first place. But hey, anything else we got to cover? Should we jump right into this bad
Let's just
boy?
get into the episode.
Let's get into this. But let's get into the OC. Let's dive into this episode, and we start out with Terry and Heather. And the only reason I wrote this one down is because the paparazzi's back, and Terry highlights, as we're all feeling, oh great, we're talking about this stupid shit again. But we jump quickly to Katie and Shannon, and it's Valentine's Day. I thought that would be an important callback to something later. It's not. But it does let us know at least what time of year it is, and we appreciate calendars.
We do appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we appreciate that. And I appreciate a good Galentine's Day.
Yeah, good Galentine's Day, and it's also a timeline for us because that gets confusing. But I have a question because Katie and Shannon, they seem to be vibing, but my question for you is, are they genuinely vibing, or does Shannon need friends in this group? Doesn't have a ton of friends, and Katie's new, doesn't really know Shannon. Easy friend to make, and on Katie's side of things, she's still just kind of testing the waters with everybody, especially because she came in hot with Heather, so now she's trying to find other friends.
Yeah, I think that from Katie's perspective, she already has her agenda, which is weird, but she's doing both, where she's feeling everybody out in the group, trying to get a comfort level with everybody, while also attacking Heather,
Yes.
which makes no sense. Those things contradict each other. And from Shannon's perspective, yes, she needs friends. That's why she brought Vicky to the last scene of this episode. And I think that from Shannon's end, it's more, I know all these other women in the group and they're not hearing me out at all.
Okay.
They're just jumping down my throat as soon as I start talking. I need to get in with Katie a little bit here, have a couple of one-on-one scenes, which are always appreciated because we actually get to hear what they're thinking and what they're saying instead of people yelling over each other. So I think that Shannon's just trying to feel out Katie as well, seeing if maybe she can join her team.
Yeah, I think that's you're getting two people that are like, this could be an advantageous friendship. So let's see where this goes. But Katie brings up that Tamra's not into everybody making up with Shannon, which is weird because it's almost taking Shannon's DUI personally for Tamra, where I'm going to get into a lot of this stuff, especially later, as far as thoughts and feelings from those affected by an alcoholic or alcoholic behaviors. However, it's weird to me that Tamra's on a vendetta that's getting mad at other people that are being friends with Shannon over something like this. You were not affected by this DUI. This has nothing to do with you. Why you're taking this weird stance against it is bizarre to me. It seems like it's such an easy storyline for like, oh, Alexis is coming back. Shannon's in tatters. I'm going to jump on this train and fucking bury her. That's all I get from it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Tamra's doing. And I don't understand it at all because Tamra tells us multiple times and other people that she wants nothing to do with Shannon.
Right.
She's wiping her hands clean of Shannon.
Right.
Yet she's feeling like she's personally victimized by Shannon's actions.
Yes.
For the storyline.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all she's doing. The entire thing is, oh, this is a really good storyline. We were really good friends. We were going to go on this tour together, the Tres Amigas. I'm going to make this all about me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it from at least from the gaze or
guys.
I'm going to do it from the guise of
behind the guys.
From behind the guise of, oh, this is what Shannon needs. I need to help her with this.
Yes.
I need to be the one that actually puts these words into actions and makes her go to rehab because she's not going to do it if I just sit down and talk to her. Tamra's not going to try that, though.
No, which would be the correct approach,
Yeah.
by the way. The way that she goes about it is horrible and can lead to horrible, horrible things. And once again, saving that for later. Lots to say because Jesus Christ, what a disaster that was. But Tamra and Emily get together and they're talking about Jen and, the fact that Emily won the putting contest and won the shades and it's like the Gucci or Prada, whatever the fuck they were. It's like, oh, you should give them to Jen. Like, she'll probably need them. Yeah, she'll need them out in Vegas. We talked about this last week. And we both agreed. Like, as far as optics go, could I see that the women are going to be saying shit about you going to Vegas on someone else's dime? Yeah. At the same time, that's your boyfriend. If you want to go to Vegas with your boyfriend, who is anybody to say anything about it? Are you putting yourself in a great spot? No. You should probably figure out how to take care of yourself and your kids and not confide and rely on a guy that's potentially doing some shady shit with Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
But hey, who are we to say? The bottom line is she didn't spend her own money to go to Vegas.
Nope.
And the fact that these two are so wrapped up in her going to Vegas is weird. And they're both like, you need to make it on your own. Like, that's what we did. It's like, that's great. That's what you did. That's not what everybody does.
Well, there's two ways to look at this. Look, I'm okay with it if they say it for an episode after. You have the big falling out with Gina, and Gina starts telling everybody about Jen's financials, which again, whatever, it's a housewife show. So of course, they're going to go into it and they're going to give her shit for it. We're like 3 episodes past that.
Correct.
Why are you still talking about this amongst yourselves? Why are you still making jokes about it to each other? And the other part of this is, I don't know if you saw this circulating, but back in 2019, Emily was talking about her lavish lifestyle. You know who pays for that? Is Shane's parents.
What?
Yeah. She was on Watch What Happens Live back in 2019. And she was just joking around. Shane was sitting in the audience. They were talking about all these things that they were doing. And Emily said, well, yeah, we live lavishly, but Shane's parents are footing the bill.
Wait.
So she has such a problem with this. Same thing with Gina.
Wait,
like
Shane's a
Gina's
trust
at least
fund kid?
I mean, yeah. Look at him. Like, come on.
Hey, he's
he
harmless.
Stinks of trust fund kid.
Yes. Okay, fine. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
But he's a whatever.
He's a nice guy.
He's fine.
There's nothing wrong with his personality. I'm just saying he is. Yeah.
And look, if you were a trust fund kid, it's not like you asked to be or
No.
not to be. No shade there. Does he reek of trust fund? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
But that's wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So her
who's she?
having, it's so funny watching the other women on this show have an issue with it. Like, yes, if you were to look back at your life and say, I had nothing and I built myself into something else. So another woman doing this bothers me. All right, I get it. 3 episodes later, you don't need to keep talking about it. We get it. We understand. But Emily saying it is really funny because the more you talk about this, and again, we get tired of it because it's such a non-issue. It's not affecting you personally. But the more you talk about it, people are going to get pissed off and they're going to find things and they're going to remember things. And this is one of those things that pops up. Emily's been like the biggest proponent of Jen needs to just make it on her own, and I hate watching other women when they're just living off of their husbands or boyfriends. It just makes me sick.
Well,
What
she's
are you
not.
doing?
She's
Maybe
living
she's
off
not
of her
anymore.
in-laws.
Yeah, and like, look,
It's
if you
different.
use that as the base to get to where you are, fine, whatever. That's how most people, rich people, are rich, and that's how they stay rich. But to make such a big stink about it is crazy. That's what I'm saying. The hypocrisy is so funny.
I had no idea. That
Yeah.
changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
But the good thing, here's the good thing with Emily, is that she'll take a firm stance. And I haven't loved her this season because she's more wishy-washy than I think we've seen her,
Yeah.
at least in the past couple of years. Like
She's
seems
defending
to,
Shannon now, which is good because
it took
that's
a while
good
to
for
get
me.
there. But
Yeah.
finally at the end of this episode, she steps in. It's like, all right, about.
Oh, I meant presently. Like,
Oh,
in the
you mean
press.
today? Yeah, even more so. But up until this point in the season, she hasn't really been on Team Shannon. She's been kind of back and forth once again. So I don't love that, but what I do love about Emily, she never goes so far with stuff that she can't reel it back in.
Right.
At least from what we've seen this year. She'll start to go down a path and then she leaves the door open though to reconciling. She'll say a little bit of shit, doesn't go too far.
Yeah.
And you need that on this show. You need somebody that's like in the neutral, not neutral, but not gung
I
ho.
think she plays her role pretty well. She's not a big player in this show.
That's a good way to put it.
And she's not intolerable, as
No.
we've seen other people in the middle of the pack for these shows that
Right.
just kind of do the same shtick over and
I don't
over
want
and
to give
over
her too
again.
much credit either.
No.
I think
I think she's pretty
versatile.
versatile, and she usually diffuses a lot of things with humor, which we love,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But my big issue here is, again, I don't care. It's the same thing as the paparazzi thing.
Right.
Like the fact that Katie's going and bringing this back up, and we're still talking about something that happened last year with a woman who wasn't even on the show last year,
Right.
is annoying.
Agreed.
The fact that we're now 3 episodes later and you're still talking about Jen and her money issues is annoying.
I
The
agree.
funny thing is Gina's not even doing it anymore. Gina's
No,
the
I
one who
know.
started it.
Yeah.
Gina's like, yeah, no, I just wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because it's pissing me off. Gina's moved on. Why can't you guys?
Well, Gina's moved on because Gina's trying this season to make moves
Make
and be
everybody happy.
relevant
Yeah.
and make everybody happy while also starting the fire and then getting confused as to what she has said in the past, what team
Yeah.
she's supposed to be on, thus burning bridges all over the place.
Yeah.
It's
Fun
fun.
to watch.
It's fun to watch
Watch.
because it's the sloppiest
Yeah.
play I've seen in a long time,
Yeah.
and she thinks that she's doing things. Like she's like, "This is my
I'm
year."
moving pieces along this
Ah,
chessboard. Gina,
yeah.
we're playing checkers. Come on.
This is part cheesy, babe. What are we doing here? Like, what's going on? But we get a little girls' day. Oh my god! But we get a little girls' day, little R&R. We're doing some face masks. We get Heather with Gina and Jen, and this was the craziness that you were discussing, where we're jumping from scene to scene to scene within a scene, sceneception, inception, bravo, broception.
Correct. Great job.
Steal. So they're doing their thing, and Heather is confused and also irritated by the whole Gina Katie shit that happened at the golf course, where Katie's calling out the paparazzi stuff. But apparently Gina had known about the paparazzi stuff prior to this, so she's confused why Gina didn't step in. Meanwhile, you get Shannon with Katie, and Katie's bringing up once again the proof
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, is a screenshot
of
the
a text.
Why are you not just showing the normal? Like, did you delete the text?
That's sketchy.
Screenshotted it first?
Shady.
It's also one fucking message. It just says yes.
Yes.
This is not proof at all. This is bullshit.
Yeah, we are.
It's redacted in the name too. Like it drives me crazy.
This is Bravo TV. If
Yeah.
you bring forward evidence, it has to be foolproof. There
Yeah.
can be no way to look around it. There can be no Photoshop potential.
Jesus, even Johnny J is sending real receipts out there.
I know. He's got his actual bills or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. I still am not like buying all that stuff, but I do believe he's got paperwork. But on this end, it's like, I could make this text. That's easy.
Yep.
This is the easiest thing that you need. What does the rest of the conversation say? Not screenshot of paparazzi article. Did she do this? Yes. OMG. Period. That's the extent of the
And
proof.
she won't even say who the guy is either because it would ruin his reputation in the paparazzi community.
Do they have a good
I didn't know you
reputation?
needed to have a reputation in there.
I thought that was the one
kidding
place.
me?
Like, you don't have to have any. I think if you have a reputation, you're probably not paparazzi.
Yeah,
Because your job is to hide in people's bushes and take pictures of
pretty
them
much.
when they're doing vulnerable things. So
Yeah.
fuck that. Out the paparazzi guy. Let's
Right.
let's open up that door. That seems
That would
fun.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. And then we can just kind of merge all the shows together too. And we can start talking about this paparazzi guy was sent over here for Beverly Hills doing this for Erica Jane. Yeah.
Paparazzi.
Paparazzi?
Paparazzi. No?
I don't know. I just think you keep trying to these words.
Because one day it's going to land really good and you're like, oh, I see why you did it. I see why
How
you
is it
stuck
going to
with it."
land? Where?
When it happens.
On a t-shirt?
Fuck, we have so many t-shirts in like
Yeah,
the waiting
T-shirts,
room.
hats.
We're
scarves.
going to get them all out there, I promise, at some point. But let's keep trucking along with this. The proof is bullshit. Scene within a scene within a scene. Emily is calling out Gina for her double standards. This one I actually appreciate because Emily is saying it's kind of weird where she will not go after Heather for Heather doing shit or being shady or whatever, but she's happy to go back after Katie. She has these weird double standards with her. She has double standards with Jen, with everybody. But when it comes down to Heather, Gina will not check her. I'm going to take this a little bit further. When it comes to Heather, period, I feel like a lot of the women are afraid to go toe to toe when it comes to these things. And you can see why last year they were trying their best. Everybody else in this group was trying to find something to stick on Heather. A lot of the times it was bullshit and not fair and they were just ganging up on her, but it doesn't land. It doesn't seem to work. So yes, I do believe that Gina plays double standards with Heather. But does Heather get that from everybody in the group?
Yeah, I think she does, honestly. And we could see last week just how giddy people like Tamra were to have this information. They were very giddy last year too, and nothing landed, like you said. They misidentified it. They thought that the paparazzi thing opened a bit of a window there where they could get her for everything else that they've been harboring for years and years against Heather that they've never been able to hit her on. And then they just let it all go at one time. And it didn't work because everybody that was watching thought, just like you and I did, this is stupid.
It was.
You're going after her for shit that we didn't know about, that you're not talking about, that Heather's not going to cop to, that we can't prove.
That we don't care.
What's the fucking point? And yeah, least of all, we don't care at all. But it's really funny too, because last week I guess I improperly labeled Katie as a cuck. Katie was not the cuck.
No.
Turns out it was Gina.
Gina's the cuck.
Gina ends up being the cuck because Tamra goes in there and weasels her way in and tells Heather ahead of time. I thought that Katie was going to get the blowback. She did get a little blowback. But now, as we learned last week, Heather's going to take some time and figure this out. And she's going to think about this for a little while. And I don't know what Gina's supposed to do in this situation. Go run and tell Heather if that's what you're going to do. If you're valuing her friendship over everybody else, then yeah, you got to go run and snitch immediately. You're going to be labeled as a snitch, but at least you're going to get out of hot water by not telling her and allowing Tamra to do it. You're fucked.
You're fucked. And also, when you try to run it back and dial it back and reel it in and fix what you did, when you talk to Katie about it, you're like, you shouldn't have told her. It's like, you told her to tell her or you were going to tell her.
Yeah. But yeah, she doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
No, she's sloppy.
so sloppy.
She's so sloppy, and it's really fun to watch. But we get back to Gina and Heather, and they're talking about it. And she found out about all this before Sutton's party, which was December. So she's known it for a while. She's like, why didn't you tell me before? And she's like, look.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Nobody knew
I thought she just found out last week.
That would make more sense. But she's known this for a while. And she's like, look, and I appreciate her. Again, I think it's because Heather's pressing her. And she's like, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. But she's like, why didn't you tell me? She's like, look, I made a decision. I didn't think it needed to be out there. So I made a call. That's my bad. I'm like, all right, I appreciate that you just say, like, I just fucked up. But fast forward to this moment when you had a chance to do it over and squash it once again with Katie, you told her you need to tell her I will. So you set this thing up again, put Katie in the crosshairs. You tried to pull an OG housewife move. You tried to pull a Teresa or a Marge, you name it, the OGs, when they use somebody else to do their dirty work. You tried, but you didn't cover your tracks enough because you did it on camera. We saw you do it. And now everybody knows you did it. And then Heather presses you for literally 5 seconds and you caved.
Yeah, you caved immediately. And now knowing that you've known about this since December, it's really funny too, because you saw the rest of the group find out and you went, oh shit, what if this gets back to me? Well, I'm still going to do one last thing here and just see if Katie can do it first.
Yeah.
Do you know how these people operate?
No.
They're going to look for any opportunity to go after and talk to Heather about this, and you're going to get screwed.
Yep.
You should have just gone and said it right then and there. You should have told Katie, yeah, I've known about this since December on camera, and then said, look, if everybody else knows it, now I have to tell Heather.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a quick opportunity to go do that, but otherwise, no. And you didn't do it as soon as you got to the golf thing. You waited. For what? Katie's sake, who you say you're not close with. So what are you giving her that grace for? Sloppy.
Yep,
Sloppy work.
play.
Really sloppy
play. But we are really enjoying it. But we keep moving. But before we get there, I love when people say things like this. When Heather's like, look, I don't care if you're friends with her, but she showed you her true character. So you guys do what you want. But like, she showed your true character. Mic drop. Like, do what you want though. I mean, it speaks volumes to who you are as a person.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like tisk.
Who you choose to hang out with. Interesting.
No, I'm still friends with you, but like, interesting. But we move on, and I got really excited, and I wrote it down. You can if you can read my handwriting, because they go to Truly Pizza, but when they announced it, I thought they said Chili's, and I was like, oh yay. I love Chili's.
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
thought
they're
they were
going to Chili's? It would have been awesome if they did actually walk into a Chili's. They don't. It's a place called Truly Pizza, and it's Shane and Emily's 15th anniversary. Which, look, they're weird. They're kind of funny together, but they seem very genuine.
Yeah, they seem rock
happy,
solid.
and they seem solid. This seems like a solid marriage. Again, they're kind of quirky when they're with each other, but they very clearly love each other, and this is a 15-year marriage, and she, said that she's got some trauma for her parents' relationship and divorce and all that, and she seems to have broken the curse. I guess her whole family has gotten divorced. They've gone 15 years strong, raising kids together, so nothing that we say is going to be a shot at that, okay?
What are you going to say?
Nothing. I think they're a beautiful couple.
Okay.
All right, but anyway, they're talking about the gym stuff. Man. And we had this discussion last week about the gym stuff. And, I thought it was a pretty reasonable request. Hey, I'm overdoing the working out. I'm over exercising. That can also be a problem.
Yep.
You're not doing shit. Why don't we meet in the middle? I need to do a little less. You need to do a little bit more. That way we can all live together happily for another 15 years. By the way, Shane, you just had a heart attack. Not like 2 weeks ago, you had, I don't know if it was a full-blown heart attack. You had a heart problem.
Yep.
That would be indicative of bad health. Okay? Just putting that out there because she brings up the gym again. He goes, oh, what are you all high and mighty now because you go to the gym? I'm like, nah, brother, you almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like, let's get it twisted here. You almost died. She's just looking out for a man. And then this motherfucker orders a Coke, French fries, and a Supreme Pizza. Let me fill you in. Supreme Pizza, sausage, pepperoni, olives, green pepper, lots of cheese. Shane, my guy.
It's his anniversary. Let him eat.
Fuck that, bro.
Come
you
on,
just
let him eat.
had a heart attack. No. And then you're going to make her feel bad for bringing up the gym. I'm not saying go start doing CrossFit, but order something reasonable. Hey, Emily, should we split a pizza? Maybe I'll have a Diet Coke. And instead of the French fries, maybe a little bit more of a lighter aperitif.
I think they mentioned that he had a Diet Coke last week, so maybe he's going full Coke for the celebration.
That makes it worse because that's similar to when people are like, oh, I'm watching what I'm eating. Let me go to McDonald's and get 2 Big Macs, a large fry, but I'll have a Diet Coke. It's like, that's not the same thing. And I am not at all the person trying to say, don't eat this, don't do that. You know me. I eat what you want, enjoy life. We do what we do in the gym to enjoy what we do outside of the gym. All for that shit. But you need to live to enjoy things. If you just had a fucking heart attack, bro, order something else. I don't care if it's your anniversary.
Do whatever.
Anyway, you don't do whatever.
Do whatever you want.
The
guy live.
He's not gonna if he keeps eating Supreme pizzas. I'm looking out for the guy. Anyway, this has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it was a really funny moment. But the engagement ring, the surprise of the engagement ring, on a 1 to 10, rate that.
0.5.
Really? Even that?
Yeah.
That was the fakest scene I've seen in a while.
She must have already known what it looked like.
Of course she knows.
She already picked it. She probably picked it out.
Of course she picked it out.
So, yeah, it did nothing for me.
Oh, yeah. That was like Ken.
I felt bad for a second, and then I realized, oh, she probably just picked everything out and knew exactly what it looked like and knew she was getting in tonight.
Yes.
That was at least act surprised.
That was like when Ken revealed that Tom Sandoval was in the hot tub with Raquel.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed that one. That was fantastic.
That will live in.
At least if she tried to act and it was terrible, then we could laugh about it. Now it's like, oh, I kind of feel bad for Shane.
Yeah, it took away. You ruined the good surprise on him. Like she goes, "Oh my God, an engagement ring, Shane. How'd you know?
It's so bigger,
it's so much bigger. It's so bigger." And then she whips out.
She said, "So bigger."
And she whips out the boudoir photo and gives it to Shane, and he says, "Oh, great. Oh, great."
Oh, great. I just love looking at the reactions of the other people. Like, this is a huge picture. One, where's he supposed to put it up? His office, I guess. He just has to look at it all day.
Why is he going outside saying, "Does this
Well,
look
that was
like
the
her?"
thing. That's where I'm like, all right, never mind. Their relationship is fully rock solid because
yeah,
that's
they're great.
funny.
That
if
was
he's
funny.
walking outside to a random guy walking by, hey, does this look like her?
Yeah.
What? Her
Yeah.
face. Her face. Does her face look like her? Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Takes a little pic, walks away.
Yeah, creepy guy takes a pic of the pic. Thanks. Thanks, pal.
Thank you.
I'm going to take this one. Yeah. Look, that's why I said they are solid.
Yep.
I'm not taking anything away from them. They're just quirky. Like, that was a funny
You just don't
interaction
want him to
between
eat
the two of
pizza.
them.
Enjoy his life.
I want him to enjoy the pizza and also be able to meet her halfway and go to the gym. Is that so much to ask?
I don't know. I think you should stay out of it.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, stay out of it.
Stay out of what?
Their relationship.
This is not their relationship. You can't have her. Dude,
You're
gaslighting me.
I'm not gaslighting anything.
You know what?
Trying to
Why
keep
don't
you out of their business.
This sounds personal.
What?
This sounds personal. I don't know. It seems like you're taking this
Shane?
personally. No,
I
no,
like
yeah.
Shane.
No, what's
He's a good
going on?
dude.
No, it seems like you're taking
He's
this
a good
on.
dude.
Should you come to the gym with me?
Fuck no.
You want to come to the gym?
Absolutely not. I'm not leaving the city to go to the gym.
Are you working out at the city?
Maybe.
Good.
It's none of your business.
It is because you're my
Is it?
friend and my co-host, and I
Is
would
it?
like you to live for a long time. Yes. Your
I don't
health.
want to live for a long time.
Then we need to have a different
for a good
discussion off of the show.
Here for a good time.
That's great.
What are you going to invite me over for pizza and give me
You
a
can
salad?
have no. I would give you both, motherfucker. I'm just
Not a
saying.
salad?
You have
Who
to
wants to eat
have
a salad when you
salads.
want pizza?
Salad is a very good
How about this?
combo to a
You
pizza.
make me like a chicken Caesar pizza.
But
It's
that's
both together.
no. You're missing the point.
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Am I?
You are.
Steal.
And I feel like you took this personally, which makes me concerned about you.
I think you just have to stay out of Shane's life.
I
Let the guy
think-
live. He wants a full Coke instead of a Diet Coke to celebrate his anniversary. Who are you?
I'm the guy that's saying, "Hey, my man, you just had a heart attack
Uh-huh.
not 2 weeks ago. Maybe not. Maybe a bad idea.
Mm.
That's all. That seems
It
reasonable
was like
to
a
me."
John Fuda allergic reaction.
No, they made it pretty clear what it was.
I know.
I love this defensive stance you've taken, and I appreciate how long
Maybe
you
somebody
took-
had a hold of that bone marrow.
It's allergies, babe.
Poisoned it.
It's allergies. Your left arm's numb. I'm allergic to Coke.
Where's Johnny J? Did he poison this?
Yeah, fucking John Janssen poisoned my drink. All right, where the fuck were we? We've been
I
on
don't
this
know.
rant for too long.
We're on to the scene of Johnny, as I like to call him.
No, it's Katie and
We're getting
Gina.
there.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's Katie and Gina, and Katie lets her know, like, I felt blindsided at this whole golf thing because of your stance with Heather. And this is where it gets confusing for Gina, not for us. We know what happened. Gina set this thing in motion, then Gina played two different sides of the
What
street.
doesn't get confusing for Gina, though?
But that's why it's like, dude,
Everything looks so confusing to her.
right?
It's
It looks
crazy.
like she's literally thinking her way through things in the moment, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Ah, fuck, what
She
did
has
I
no
say?"
plan.
Zero.
And I know she's got other things going on that are taking up a lot of her headspace. But you know what? Like, you should have seen this
Just
coming.
get it together a
Yeah.
little bit, because in the moment, that's my whole thing. If you're gonna play this version of the game, which she's trying to do,
Mhm.
I don't hate that you're trying to get more involved, trying to move things around, trying to be a little shady. That's fine. But you have to have, I think she had a pre-plan. She's like, "Ooh, this would be good." But you have to then go through all of the fallout that you're going to get. Okay, if then, you have to make one of those. If then, if I do this, then
Well,
this is
this
going to
wasn't
happen.
part of her plan. This was Katie's plan that threw it back at her. So I think she's been scrambling to try to figure out how she cleans herself up from the whole situation. Her plan going into this season was drop a little bomb about Jen's finances, and I've got all this stuff going on with Travis. And then I'll just kind of
Ah.
mix it in here and there. This caught her off guard, and she has no idea how to
Well, she
react.
shouldn't have gotten involved then. She should have said, "Oh,
That's a guilty conscience.
you should
though.
have said, "Oh shit, I knew about this way before. I
Mhm.
need to go to Heather right now and say, hey, I heard about this. I was trying to do you a solid by keeping it under the radar. Didn't think it would come back
Yeah.
up. I'm not taking sides."
And just to be clear, we're talking about what Gina should have done to make herself better,
Yes.
not what's going to make the show better, because this is making the show better.
Oh, it's making the
funnier.
show great because, yeah, totally. This is just like, would have been, in our opinion, just our humble opinion, what would have been better gameplay for her. What's making more entertaining TV is watching her in the moment going, damn, just blank face. Oh, shit, didn't think of that. Didn't think this would happen.
Wish I wasn't wearing this stupid fucking mask.
But we keep trucking. We get Shannon with her dad, and this scene bummed me out a little bit. We all knew she was still drinking, but actually seeing her be like, yeah, I still have 1 to 2 drinks when I go out. I don't drink every time I go out. It's like, man, I just, from somebody that's gone through it, is going to be always going through it. It's like one of those where you just wish that the wake-up call was enough for her to be like, I don't need alcohol.
Yeah.
But the most important thing that I can say in this moment, because it's going to lead into everything that happens later, is at the end of the day, I have my opinions. You have your opinions. Shooter, you have your opinions. At the end of the day, it's none of our fucking business, unfortunately. And that's what makes this thing such a nuanced, crazy, hard thing to discuss that Bravo does not do a very good job of highlighting across the board, especially this year in general, across so many shows. Bravo has really dropped the ball when it comes to alcoholism, addiction, and things of those nature, and being sensitive to it and how to navigate it. But that's,
What does Bravo do well?
That's a good point.
When it comes to any sensitive subject, it's always so tough.
Yeah.
I think they just let people just be themselves.
Which is
lay it out.
And maybe there is something to that there,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's their job to be the moral compass. It's not. They are a reality TV network trying to put out entertaining content that we will discuss, and this will cause discussion. And yeah, maybe it's not their job. Maybe that's me looking too far into it. But at the same time, I think there's a better way to have gone about this one.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Just with showing things or even educating some of these idiots about what it actually is. But regardless, as they're discussing things at dinner, she brings up the John Janssen shit and like the 75,000. And from what we've gathered from all of the information from everybody, let's just sum it up and then we'll move on. She owes John Janssen $65,000 according to her from 2 separate payments, $30K and $35K, one for facelift, one as a loan, or one as just money.
Yeah.
John Janssen suing for $75K, and that's the total of the 2. And he's saying that it was agreed upon as a loan, but it's a verbal contract. There was nothing in writing about this. So it's a he said, she said about loaning money. Once again, we are not lawyers, nor are we attorneys or paralegals.
No, but I think it's easy enough to say that he's throwing this out there. And look, I don't know if this was actually a verbal contract. None of us will ever know the answer to that. But if it was, let's act like it was. Then yeah, that makes sense to me. And also he probably figures he's not going to see that money since they broke up. And this is why he's forcing the lawsuit through, thinking she's not going to pay for attorney's fees and do this and that. She's going to settle with me for at least half.
That's
makes
what I'm
sense.
getting. I'm getting that she's going to settle on, even if it's like, hey, here's 10 grand, fuck off. I think that my man's broke and just wants money.
Yeah.
And I think that's where this is coming from. I also think, and again, not an attorney, but there's no way you win this lawsuit on a he said, she said. Like, you gave her the money.
Yeah,
there's nowhere that it says she has to pay me back.
Especially if you're giving Alexis your fucking receipts.
That's the
to
craziest
show on
shit.
TV and show the rest of the girls. How many times do we see these lawsuits play out and everybody's response is always, oh, I can't talk about that. It's an open court.
Yeah, but
it's an ongoing lawsuit. I can't discuss that right now. Now you've got Johnny J and his girlfriend running around town showing receipts to everybody.
Well, he hasn't filed yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't filed. That's
So it's
not
a scare
actually
tactic right now.
Yes, it all is because they want her to settle. That's what this is all about. It's not even that. We're again not attorneys, but I see what you're doing.
Well, Shannon's dad was a delight.
Shannon's dad's Gene the Machine?
Gene the Machine.
You still introduce yourself that way? Hell yeah. Why?
Sure do.
Sounds great. Honestly, most guys it wouldn't from that dude. If he was like, "What's up, Gene the Machine?" I'd be like, "Fuck yeah,
good for you, man."
Yeah, man, up top. You want to go hang out? Let's go toss the pigskin.
Yeah, why not,
Gene? You want to go to work out? But we move on. We get to Alexis and Tamra. This should be all anyone needs to hear. In what world am I going over to Alexis's house? Exactly.
Yep.
In what world? Not because, oh, she's different. This Alexis is different. She's nice. She's kind. She's this and that. No. You saw an opportunity for one of Shannon's enemies to come on the show. You have this weird vendetta against Shannon because she got a DUI when actually this is about Tres Amigas, which you're the one that called that off. for other reasons, but then claim that it was because of Shannon's drinking, even though during the whole thing you said it wasn't because of that, but now it's a convenient excuse, so you're using that, and then you find somebody to team up with, try to tear Shannon down because you want a good storyline this season. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
Okay,
Good job.
great. Thank you. I appreciate
Steal.
that. Steal. Period. But Alexis is all butthurt because she didn't get invited to dinner. Or she got invited to dinner but didn't get invited to golf. Sorry. And you get this fucking horrid scene, this terrifying scene. And she does this, all that. She is the cringiest housewife we've ever had. That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
The cringe factor is at an all-time high. She's like, Debbie Downer over Lexi? Who the fuck is Lexi? Have you met Lexi yet?
I haven't met Lexi.
This is the first time I'm meeting Lexi.
Don't want to meet Lexi.
No, Lexi can
Didn't
fuck
sign
right
up
off.
for that.
Nope, sure didn't.
Yep.
She keeps trying to force nicknames.
Ugh.
Johnny J. And also she has to reiterate at the dinner table later, Johnny, I call him Johnny. No
Does it in
shit.
this scene too?
Was it this scene as
Yeah.
well? No, like obviously.
She said John, or is Johnny as I call him?
Why do you
Okay.
have to say that?
No
Just
idea.
say Johnny and will be implied that, oh, she calls him Johnny.
Yeah, she's insufferable.
She really is. And she calls herself Happy-Go-Lucky Lexi.
Really rolls off the tongue.
No, it doesn't. She's horrible. Like, is she making good TV? Sure, in a like, oh,
I don't know anymore. Yeah.
Like an, oh God, get her off kind of way.
I'm getting to the point. It's going to go through like a roller coaster.
Oh, absolutely.
Where right now we're heading down. Like, we haven't hit the lowest point yet, but we are heading down. We'll come back up in a couple of weeks, I'm sure, and then it'll crash and burn.
Yeah, this is a downtrend for sure. Happy-Go-Lucky Lexi can fuck right off.
But she's also like not new to this scene. Like, what are you doing? You should know how to do this.
She doesn't. She has no idea. And then Tamra goes into like her victim sob story about dealing with Shannon for the past 10 years. It's like everything was a wreck. It was traumatizing. Even my children would say this. And Eddie's like, why do you put up with all this shit? And she's like, I always felt bad because of John and she needs rehab and she went to therapy and blah, blah, blah.
Which children, by the way? Because we just saw one last week that really wants nothing to do with you.
No. Yeah. And the other one won't come
I
on
don't
the
see
show.
your kids telling you to stop hanging out with Shannon.
No, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So for you to bring in the kids to this, they have nothing to do with this. And you know what? Like the whole thing for me, it really fucking bothers me because once again, you're having somebody go through something with alcohol or a substance that's really fucking difficult trying to navigate it. Meanwhile, you're over here spewing nonsense and just ranting and raving about her past.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. She's had a really tough past 10 years. It's not great. It looks like shit. She looks like shit. She's not there right now. Have you seen her? She looks pretty good. She seems pretty with it. We have yet to see a scene where she's shitty or a disaster or drinking or any of those things.
Mhm.
Why are you the person that's supposed to say she needs to go to rehab? She went to some bullshit therapy. Quit calling out all the stuff that she's done to try to progress through this. This thing is a fucking marathon. It's not a walk in the park. There's different avenues. There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of failed moments that allow you to move forward to get to the place that you want to be with substance abuse. Should she drink? Probably not. Is that your job to say so, Tamra? Absolutely not. And all of this spewing hatred is going to do is push her closer to that edge of saying, fuck it. Once again, when it comes to us that have problems with substances, we are one bad day from saying, fuck it. Don't give us a reason to say fuck it. Don't go on TV on some imaginary soapbox that you have because you don't think that you're a problematic drinker. Meanwhile, you're passing out, pissing your pants, and acting like a fucking asshole. By the way, that's alcoholic tendencies. If we're going to play this game where you point the finger and try to take somebody else for being an alcoholic when you yourself could look in the fucking mirror, I'm going to call it out. There is a difference between drinking and having a drinking problem and having fun, as she talks about later. Being able to drink and have fun is being able to go out, handle yourself. You can get drunk, but not become a total fucking train wreck. Look in the goddamn mirror, Tamra. You go out and act like a fucking idiot, get blackout drunk constantly, and do all these crazy things, but you're totally fine. You're 100% without blame because you're drinking to have fun. Do you think that alcoholics weren't drinking to have fun? That's what I was doing until it no longer became fun. And then luckily I had people around me be nice about it and I got myself out of it instead of having horrible people try to tear me down in the most vulnerable time of my life and send me down a really fucking dark path. So I'm sick of this shit when I see it on Bravo where it's like, all right, if you want to show some scenes of somebody going at them and being an asshole and not understanding, fine. Stop showing it at length where it's like, all right, now this will be detrimental to the person going through it. Sorry for the rant.
Yeah, no, the way that Tamra's operating makes no sense. If she truly just wanted nothing to do with Shannon, she could have just taken a step back, stopped talking to other people about it, stop spilling the beans on what Shannon's doing, stop having opinions on it, and just say, you know what, Shannon, in any conversation that you've had so far, I don't like the path that you're going down. I don't like the way you're treating me or the rest of your friends. I need to take a step back. I wish you the best. Do your thing. Go for it. But you can't say that in a confessional and say, I want nothing to do with her. All of her actions have really deeply hurt me, Tamra. Yeah, because you're the victim in this. And then go and yell at her across the table. That's not the same thing. That is something that a frustrated friend might do. But are you a frustrated friend when you're going to confessionals and going to Alexis's house and saying that you're not her friend anymore? What are you? Pick a lane. Figure it out. You can't do the middle of the lane thing because it's not going to work and it makes you look like an asshole, and you are an asshole.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly where it's like, if you want to take that stance, if you hurt me, that's 100% a valid response to having a friend go through something like this. It's every right. You have every right to say, hey, your drinking fucked me up. I need some time. I wish you the best, but I can't be involved with you right now. That's totally fine, totally respectable. Having a sit down and having a firm conversation, a difficult conversation, saying, this is what I need from you to be able to move forward with you in this friendship. And you can make a lot of demands that are pretty tough to follow. I need you to not drink X, Y, Z, or else this doesn't work. You're well within your right to do that. What does not help is sitting at a table and her saying, I think about what I did every single morning. Oh, after you've had a drink, what does that do?
Yeah.
Who the fuck does that help? You threw a dig out there at somebody that just had a DUI, had the worst wake-up call of their life, is trying to get better. Are they doing it perfectly? No, they're not. Is this going to help point them in the right direction? Absolutely not. You're pointing them towards the bottle, you dipshit. That's my whole point. You said it perfectly. That's coming from somebody that is educated on this topic, that understands that what people like me go through. And thank you for having that outlook, because more people need that, where it's like, yeah, you can tap out from these things. You don't have to be involved in them. Don't try to throw salt on the fucking wound. That makes no goddamn...
If TV show?
Right. If she stumbled into that room blackout drunk, by all means, have at her.
Yeah.
That's fair game. If she's walking in there well put together, has been pretty open about this process in her life up till this point, and is, for all intents and purposes, is trying. I can't take away from that. I agree. Probably doesn't need to drink ever again. That's not my place. That's not your place. That's not Tamara's place. That's nobody's fucking place to say you need to stop doing X, Y, and Z, because she is an adult. It is her life and it's her decision to make, because at the end of the day, if it's not her decision to stop, it's not going to fucking work anyway.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, that one really, that was a lot of the next scene also kind of mixed in.
Yeah. That's all right.
It really just pissed me off. It's like, it's so short-sighted and it makes no sense. Like, it's just crazy to me. But let's get to the Alexis stuff within this scene when she whips out the receipts.
And one more Tamra thing. When Tamra goes to Alexis and says, wow, the way that you're talking about John, it's like he's a completely different person.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Compared to how Shannon was talking about him. Shut up, Tamra. Just like, shut the fuck up.
We've seen John.
Yeah.
We
watched
know
him
he's
work.
an
asshole.
Yeah. So who are you trying to convince now? Yourself? Or is this
You've
just
known him for
advantageous?
how long? And you're going to sit here and say, it's like he's a completely different person. I want to meet this John. Do you? You've met him.
He sounds like he's in the process of grooming Alexis to be his fucking minion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. Hey, take these receipts. Emily, or was it Vicky? Vicky asks, why are you so involved in his finances? Which is a great question.
How long have you been dating? 3 months?
And you have his fucking, like, wire transfers? Yeah. That's weird, unless you're trying to ruin someone else's life and make a quick payday. Johnny J, the Jan man.
Well, my theory is that he wanted to be on, and look, he might still be on by the end of the season, but he wanted to be on the show from the start.
Yeah.
And Bravo may have stepped in and said, yeah, maybe not the best idea. So this is his way of being on there. All right, Alexis, I'm going to give you the receipts. I'm going to give you everything that you need, and you're going to use these words specifically. And you can tell, because during the last scene, she starts going into it, and then she's like, you know what? I just can't anymore. I'm not going to sit here and talk about him. He's never said that he was a victim. I got to leave. She ran out of things to say because John gave her a lot of things to say. Yeah. Script ran out, and she didn't plan for this. So, yeah, I think he wants to be on the show, and he just can't.
The funniest part is when she, out of nowhere, is like, I want to be friends with her. And this is why Emily's great. Because, like, again, we've seen her jump back and forth. She calls her, like, liar, liar, Spanx on fire. Yeah. Like, she jumps in on that. But then as soon as Alexis tries to relabel her approach, I do want to be friends with her. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You cannot bring receipts and fucking wire transfers and then say, oh, but I want to be friends with this
Yeah,
person.
no, in what world?
In what world? Exactly. So I'm glad that even when Emily's caught up in stuff, and again, I don't think she's having like a stellar season this season. I'm just appreciating that
Keeping it real.
she can be on both sides of the street. And like when somebody does something dumb, she can pull back and be like, well, hold on. And a good point of that is, again, when Vicky gets up and starts berating the room about, toxic behavior,
Yeah.
speaking ill. I'm like,
so funny.
all right, Vicky, hey, I'm glad you're back. Not
Yeah.
everyone's glad she's back. We're glad she's back.
Yeah, we're glad she's back.
She makes good TV. But is she right? Yes, this is toxic and disgusting behavior. Leave Shannon and the drinking alone. Instead, give her a hug and try to help her out. But don't get on a soapbox about just being disgusting and saying disgusting things and I love that
Women
Emily's
need to support women. All right, Vicky.
and Emily goes, roll the tape, and
Yeah.
they do. And it's like, yeah, see, that's why. And that wasn't even some of your worst ones.
No.
So that was pretty funny. I enjoyed that. But all in all, I mean, you get the branch off conversation of Jen and Shannon, but that was just about the showing receipts and things like that. So I think we broke that. It seems a little jumpy, but
It got a little jumpy at the end, but I liked it.
yeah, I did too. It was genuine. I was trying to hold on to that until like a certain point. I was like, fuck it. And that's the funniest part is people were DMing us since Sunday or Thursday, I guess, when it aired. They're like, when are you guys like really curious to hear Steele's take? And I was like, what am I getting into? As soon as I saw it, I was like, now I've got things to say.
Yeah.
Fuck this show.
Well, you knew it was going to come eventually.
Yeah, it's the low hanging.
Hopefully this is the worst of it.
Something tells me it's not.
Probably not.
I have a feeling we're going to have one more blowout.
I just want at some point for somebody to step in and be like, all right, Tamra, you're a deplorable human. Let's go after you. Like, go after Tamra. That's good TV.
That'd be great.
Watch her get on the defensive because we know what she does. She just screams and yells and runs away.
Screams, yells, runs away, then comes up with a plan that is haphazard at best.
But if you stay on it, if there's a team of sorts getting together and they realize, oh, Tamra's a terrible person, she's going to talk to Shannon like this, go after her and continuously go after her until she apologizes. Then she'll have to regroup and figure everything else. I think it would be good.
I'm down for that. But let's get to some questions.
Oh boy, we got a lot.
Oh boy. Ooh boy.
This is a good one. From Marissa and Palma, if Heather is quote unquote so classy, how does she justify being friends with Tamra?
We don't even have to answer. Hey,
that's
is
great.
that Marissa, you said?
Yeah.
Well done. We don't even need to respond. You take the limelight
Ooh.
for that one.
From Jamie Gibbs, who's a bigger scam artist / fame whore, Louis or Johnny J?
Tamra. Oh.
What?
Louis. Let's just keep hammering that one down. That's been a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah, why not?
But they both suck. And like, I guess in Louis' sake, at least he's doing it on the screen.
Yeah.
Like, at least he's being weird on the screen. John is moving in
I think
silence with his like new girlfriend that he met for 3 months. Like,
I think Louis is being his weird self on the screen. He's
John's just a punk bitch.
Yeah, John sucks.
Yeah, fuck John.
Interesting question from Gloria McHughes. How is Tamra handling the online hate? Tell her not all of us are on that hate train. Well, Gloria, we're not on the same train.
Nope, we're not on the
We
same
are not on
train.
the same train.
No, and the online hate train, how does she handle it? She makes excuses and yells at people from what I've seen on Twitter. She'll get into full-blown
Oh, yeah.
back
She
and
has
forths.
no filter on Twitter. It's
Yeah.
great. From M. Shally Stark, do you think Katie will be a one-season housewife?
She's on track to be, yeah.
She's on track to. She's getting to like esophagus gate.
Yeah, she's
at
close.
this point. She's really close to that.
She needs to pull back the reins a little
Yeah.
bit and let the OGs take the reins for a while.
Especially
and just
like, I don't know.
coast for a bit. These newbies they have been coming in too comfortably too quickly. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. And I know last week we had said she's not quite Anne-Marie yet, but she gets closer every
She's
week. It's
working
just
her
like,
way.
you can just drop it. Like you can realize that you're not getting the rise out of people that you might think you would have if that was your plan going into it. And especially with Heather, if you stop talking about it and everybody else stops talking about it, Heather's going to stop talking.
Heather will move on.
And eventually you might be able to have a conversation with her, but not right now. You kind of screwed that
You
up.
know what's interesting?
Why?
The golf stuff. Like you and your husband's golf stuff. That's interesting.
Oh,
to me.
yeah. Yeah, for
Dive
sure.
into that a little bit. Get mixed up in the drama. If the paparazzi thing comes back up, then you can be like, oh shit, well, hey, like wouldn't have that been better?
Yeah.
If she was like the third party, be like, oh fuck, it's interesting you brought that up because
That would have been a lot better.
you know.
From CH Callis. Why is Tamra always gunning for somebody? Last season, Heather. Now Shannon. Lame.
She has nothing
She
going on
does.
in her own life to talk about.
Correct.
That's all.
Interesting point here from Marzi Dwyer. Do you think Tamra turned on Shannon because she thought the public was turning on Shannon?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Great call.
That's
Who's
a great call from Marzi Dwyer.
Marzi. Phenomenal, astute observation.
Really good
there.
observation.
Yeah, I think
that
so.
we remember that from Twitter last year when this all came out. It was last summer when it all came out. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Shannon, are you fucking kidding me? This is insane." And Tamra was not defending her.
I feel like we were one of the few podcasts that was like, hey, can we give her a little bit of grace here? Yeah, that's outstanding. We've had some very good questions today.
Yeah.
You guys should do the show.
From Max June 3, do you think we should still see Johnny J this season?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I do want to see him. I do want to
100%.
see him, like, as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I need him back.
Like
on the
next
screen.
week would be great.
Yeah, I want to see what he's going to say.
We're gluttons for punishment here.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know why, honestly? Because I don't think he's going to perform well. I think that it's going to be great to have him and Alexis on screen thinking that they had this master plan come to fruition only to find out that, you know, no one really fucking cares about them. And the sooner we can move on from them will be better. But do I need to see him on screen? Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do one more here. From It's Sin. Is Tamra a great drama-filled housewife or just plain nasty?
Look, this is an interesting one. I'll take point on this one, and you can jump in if you don't agree. We don't hide how we feel about Tamra here. Do I think that she brings things to the show? Yes, I do. Do I think that she's earned her place on a housewife show? Yes, I do. Do I think that the way she goes about things is good? No, I don't. And I think that she could be a much better housewife if she didn't get stuck on the toxic name calling and storyline drumming up. I think she goes down shitty paths.
Yeah.
But I think that the root housewife of Tamra Judge, yeah, I think that she brings something to the network. I just don't like the way she goes about it.
I think the best example of this is we have harped on her for the last 2 years for having a game plan before she comes into the season.
Yeah.
And it's always too apparent to the viewers and it always lands flat and we just get tired of her.
Yes.
However, last week, her going to Heather before either Katie or Gina had a chance to do that, that's great. That is a great way to stir shit up in a way that Tamra can because she's been on the show and she knows how this works. Hey, I know that they're going to want to talk to Heather about this. They're going to corner her. What if I'm the one who just drops the bomb? Just walk away and see what happens. That's a great move.
Yep.
She has these little plays that she does in the moment that make a lot of sense and they work for the show. It's whenever she has this grand scheme that always fucks up.
Yeah, and she always plays one side, but she says totally the biggest issue we have with her, honestly. She'll say one thing, we'll see it on TV, and then she goes on Twitter or her podcast and says that she didn't say it. And it's like, well, if you're going to be that person, if you own up to it all the time, we probably wouldn't say that much about it. We'd be like, yeah, that's just who she is. We know who she is. But when you try to play both sides, be like, I never said that. It's like, we have proof. What do you mean? That's where we get frustrated with any of the housewives, by the way, or anybody on these shows. It's like, you know, there's cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're watching this transpire. You can't twist it because then you're trying to say that we're dumb.
Correct.
And we're a lot of things.
We're not dumb.
But we're not dumb.
We're pretty dumb.
We're pretty stupid. But you guys keep listening to us, and we love that.
And asking great questions.
You guys are smarter than we are. Those questions were
Yeah.
fantastic. Bravo, Marissa and Marzi. I even remembered your names.
Wow.
I don't remember
You
shit.
don't remember shit.
Nothing.
Did you write that down?
What?
Names?
Whose name?
Yeah, there we go.
See what I did there?
Brought us out here.
Bye.